Good afternoon, all. We waited for 5 minutes. I was waiting for others to join. So we can get started now. Can someone please confirm if you guys are able to hear me and my screen is visible to you?
Yeah, so
Yes,
it's
yes.
visible.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Hey guys, I've shared the details in our WhatsApp group. I see few of you have filled it. However, many of you have not filled it yet. I'm talking about the Excel file which we discussed yesterday. So it's very crucial, guys, that you fill up the information, because based on that, I will be able to help you. I will be able to uh, design my program. I will be able to explain it to you if I know that what kind of background you're coming from, or what kind of work are you doing, what kind of example, what kind of exposure do you have. If you share that information with me, then it will be helpful for me, right? As of now, I had only this information. Look at this. So and this one also, I guess I filled, because I do not have any information on this one. All right, so please fill. It's okay even if you don't fill it now. Let's focus in the classes now. Fill it later. Now you have whole week. Next class we are going to have next weekend, next Saturday, but before that, please fill it up, right? So it will be easier for me to understand that where you guys are working. Okay, like Ashfaq is working in annotation, so I can guess, I can understand that he has a little bit of understanding, a better understanding of database, right? So someone who's working in Windows, this one I have filled. I'm not sure if this is the correct one or not. Sunil, are you working on Windows? Do we have Sunil? Yeah, Sunil, I can see he has joined. So
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
say
So with the operating system, you're asking Windows,
no,
Ubuntu,
completely
or
domain. What is your job profile? Do you work on uh, Windows support? Do you work on service desk? What is your
services?
job?
I mean, services.
Service desk. So let's say someone is working on service desk, someone is working on Windows, someone works on Linux support. So whatever it is, it helps me in a better manner, right? It helps me in a better manner to design something for you guys, right? So please make sure that you fill it. This one we will do either today or maybe in next session, because I do not want to do it today. If today we do not start anything which require practical, let's say today if I'm talking about just the portal and everything, then you don't require the portal now, right? You don't require a portal now, because you'll require a portal when we start getting into topics like virtual machines. When you have to create a virtual machine, that time you'll require the portal, right? So if you take the subscription today itself, your 1 week will get wasted. So we are not going to do that today. If we start virtual machine topic today, then we will do it. If we don't start that, we won't do that, right? So I will be explaining this later, but this one I have already explained. Please fill it. It will be easier for me to understand. It will be easier for me to plan something for you guys, right? Sorry. So let me see how many of you have joined. So now, are you joining from two devices?
Yes, yes. My computer speaker is not working,
No
so I
problem.
joined for
That's okay.
mobile also.
That's okay. I hope others are joining from any laptop or computer and not using phone, right? Because using mobile phone will not help you to understand the clicks which I'll be doing on the portal, right? You won't understand that. It looks easy now, right? But later on, you will realize that you missed on something. Even missing on one click, it will haunt you later. You won't know how to complete the practical. If you don't complete the practical, you won't get errors. If you don't get errors, you won't know the questions. If you don't know the questions, you won't know the answers. And if you don't know that, how will you answer that in your interview, right? So make sure you use your laptop or computer. Let me know if cursor is not visible, whatever it is, please let me know. So we can get started, guys. I'll open this, and meanwhile, guys, I would also request, please go through the phase structure, etc. People who have not paid, who have decided to enroll, please make the payment. So compute, definitely we're not starting today. And I told you guys, I need a one prerequisite only. I requested something which I cannot cover in depth in this session, in this training course, which is basics of networking. Azure networking, I will be doing that. Basics of networking, I am expecting you guys to do it by your own. I will share the videos, don't worry. I'll share it by maybe today evening or tomorrow, and then you have whole week. So tomorrow when we start, I'm sorry, next training session next Saturday, when we start compute, there will be few basics of networking. For example, look at this. From day one, I'll be talking about IP addresses. So you should not be blank at all. ये नहीं होना चाहिए कि आपको पता ही नहीं what is an IP address, what is a private IP address, what is a public IP address, why do you need a IP address, how an IP address looks like, what are the versions of IP address. So these are very basic questions which I do not want to cover here. It will take our 2 sessions, so I don't want to do that here. I'll share the videos with you. I am not leaving it to you guys. Don't go ahead and watch 4 or 5 hours video and then you won't understand anything. Don't do that. I'll share the videos with you guys. Just spend some time and watch them and get the clarity on networking. And I will ask some questions on networking in next session. Next Saturday, we'll start with the questions. This Saturday, I may give you some question basic on network basics of networking based on that topic. Right? Nothing related to Azure, unless we cover something. If we cover basics of Azure, then I'll prepare some questions also and I'll give it to you. And then on Saturday, so as I was explaining yesterday, guys, that is how I do it. We complete the theory, we complete the practical, and I told you that I'm aiming it for 3 months, but I was never been able to complete it for 3 months, and I'm not ashamed of it. Why? Because we extended purposely. Why do I do that? Sometimes I have spent my whole session, first session, in just question answers. Example, if this week I'm teaching you basics of cloud, right? Next Saturday, by tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I'll give you the questions, and next Saturday I spend whole session in asking those questions and answers. It consumes time, but that really helps in clearing your interview. That is the key aspect we have to guide you and to teach you and to prepare you for your interviews, right? So don't take that lightly, guys. This will help you a lot. Hence, I give that that session very important. I treat that very important. I give importance to that session, and then I spend some time on that, even if I have to extend my course due to that, right? So whatever questions I'll be giving you, please read them about networking and about basics. So officially, we will start with the cloud definition, etc. Prior to that, I will quickly explain it to you that what are we doing exactly as an Azure administrator, what is expected out of, from you as an Azure administrator, what should you do as a system administrator. Guys, again, I'm sorry for the eating up words and mispronunciation. I told you I'm suffering with mouth ulcer, so please bear with me for this week at least. Maybe I hope I'll get better by next week, right? So as an Azure administrator or as a system administrator, what is expected out of you, what should you do, or what really an administrator does, right? How does it work? All these things we will be talking about, all these things we'll be discussing, right? But before we go ahead there, do you guys have any questions, any doubt? Please feel free to ask. I'm giving you 30 seconds. Please ask any questions if you have. If not, I will start explaining it to you from scratch, from an end user, that you are an end user, what is an application, what works behind that application, right? Where do we stand behind that application as an administrator or as a cloud administrator? What will be your role, how crucial it is? I will explain that everything. Maybe it will take 1 session of 40 minutes or 2 sessions, and in third session then I will start cloud, specifically Azure. Initially, I'll talk about IT in general, right? Which will help you to understand what is your role. Then I'll talk about administrators in general. Then I will talk about cloud in general. In cloud, we have AWS, GCP, right? We'll spend some time on that, maybe initial 2 sessions. And then from third sessions onward, we will start specifically Azure. So there are many common terms which will be applicable for every support role. Administrator, Windows administrator, Linux administrator, database administrator, cloud administrator, right? Then there will be some roles or some things which will be applicable only for Azure. So this is how we are gradually moving. From top level, we'll go and we'll start studying very specific to Azure. So before we start, guys, I'm giving you some time. Think about it. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Think about it, take 30 seconds, and I'll ask some questions if you guys have any, whatever I have been talking about now, it could be related to networking, anything, right? I'm giving you 30 seconds. Let's start in 30 seconds. Think about the questions. Take your time. Think about the questions. Don't simply say no, you do not have any question. Think about it. Any question. Don't think it is a silly question or anything. Think about it. I'll be back in 30 seconds. Yes, guys. Any questions, guys? Guys, can you hear me? Yes, no, maybe. Can someone confirm? Am I audible?
Yeah, Sohail, I have one question for you.
Yes,
What is
please.
the difference between AWS and Microsoft Azure Cloud?
Don't worry, we'll cover that in detail. We have that.
Okay.
Yes, guys. Any other question?
Yeah,
Feel
so
free, guys. Any questions? See, if it is there in my curriculum, I will not answer here, but that will be answered in detail. So, for example, this question which Shahrukh asked. Sorry, who asked that? Manzoor, did you ask that or Shahrukh asked that? Whoever asked, that's
Yes,
okay.
it's me.
Manzoor. Yeah, Manzoor asked
yeah.
that. Right? So, whichever question I'll be explaining in detail, I will do that, but just let you know that it will be covered. Yes, guys. Any other question?
Yes, so how, yeah, how you are explaining this course is the real time based or
So,
critical
Srinivas, I
based?
can't hear you properly. Sorry.
Can hear me, so how,
Slightly low. Yes, tell me.
yeah, how you are explaining this course curriculum? Is it based real time or
I think you missed yesterday's session, right, Srinivas? We discussed
yes?
that in yesterday. I'll still reiterate it quickly. Uh, see, to be very honest, no matter who says that from a big organization of a training, I have worked with them also. So if they say that real time scenario, no one can really give you a real time scenario. From where will I get real time scenario? You tell me, right? So no one, in fact, no matter which class you go to, online, offline, wherever, if they say real time scenario, what they do is they recreate the scenarios which we get in real time. So yes, if that is what the definition of real time scenario, yeah, we'll be doing that. In fact, better than that, we'll be doing. I already explained it yesterday that whatever task as an administrator you get, I give those tasks to my students, or to you guys here after every session. For example, I have seen working Azure cloud administrators or AWS or any cloud administrator, they get service request. What kind of service request? Something like this. I mean, this is written very poorly, but they will get in detail. वहां पर बहुत सारी details होगी. They will have multiple options, multiple details, that this is the cost center number, he's the manager, he's the approver, this is approved, etc., etc. But what will be the core of that request? That you will get a request, something like this, that please create a virtual machine in so and so resource group. Now, what is a resource group, etc.? I will be explaining, don't worry. Operating system should be this, machine size should be this, ports should be these. What are all these? I will be explaining it to you, don't worry. As of now, I'm just trying to explain you that what kind of how do you get the work in reality, and how are we trying to replicate it here. So something like this you'll be getting in real time, and this is what we are doing here. I'll show you a ticketing tool also, maybe one or two ticketing tool I will show you. And I'm sure if you guys are working already, you guys are familiar with the service request, you guys are familiar with ticketing tool. Sometimes you get work via email. So we will be explaining everything, and we will be doing all the tasks which we get in real time. whatever my engineering team gets, wherever I am working currently, I am working as an architect, and we have an implementation engineer team also. I'll be explaining the hierarchy to you. Don't worry. Right? I'll be explaining the hierarchy to you. So whenever we assign some work to our engineers, our platform engineers, this is the method which we use. So I am giving you real-time scenarios in this manner. But if you are expecting exactly real-time scenarios, I mean the actual ones, sorry, no one can give that. Even if I have some freelance client, I cannot share the client details because these sessions are being recorded. I'll be putting them on YouTube. So I cannot do that. I will not be able to utilize, I will not be able to use my freelancing clients data also here. So that is not possible. Right? But if I find someone who needs who's really good at the work, I always get opportunities. Always get opportunities for freelancing, and I do share some work. By in that manner, they earn also and they learn also. But that is definitely not a part of this course. I mean, that's not a must thing. That is only for exceptional. But I see, okay, someone is capable enough, serious enough about the job, they can handle the uh, uh, freelance client, then only we come to that. Otherwise, that's not a part of the course. In course, you will get real-time scenario like this. Not, you won't get the literally the actual clients, you won't get to know that. That's completely impossible. Even if someone is claiming, I'm certain about it, that's not possible. No one can share the client information on recorded session, so that's completely not possible. Yes, creating that, we are doing that in a better manner for sure. Yes, guys, any other questions?
Yeah, so
Shahrukh
one
here.
more question I have for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, are you covering that any potential scripting or Linux? It's necessary for that automation task for that.
Scripting, maybe I can teach you how to do the method, but scripting we will not be covering here from scratch. Scripting altogether, it's I mean, if you go and try to learn PowerShell itself takes 2 to 3 months. That's a different course. If you go for Python, that will take 2 to 3 months. So definitely cannot expect scripting to be a part of this course. No, we are not. Yes, what we will be covering here is, for example, again, I'll come to the same example, that create the virtual machine. Now, let's say the first example, if I have given this, you have to do using GUI, graphical user interface, using the portal. So in similar manner, somewhere I will give you the task to create a machine using script. I will give you the script. Let me see. We have done that and we do that. I will give you the script. I'll teach you how to modify the script. Chota mota yahan pe edit वगैरह कैसे करना है that. But I'm not teaching you here from scratch how to write the script. That is not happening for sure. So see, I think this is the machine which we created using the script, and then I provide the script to you guys. I write the script, I share it with you guys. You guys just have to change the name, change the ports, so you guys get practice out of it. So whenever you go for the interview or actual work, you can say that, okay, I don't know how to write a script from scratch, but I can read a script, I can edit the script, I can reuse the script. If you already have a script for this machine, let's say that I have given you a script for this machine, and now I tell you that Srinivas, please create a machine, another machine, but that should be Linux. Size should be something else. Port should be, instead of 80, let's put 8080. Instead of 22, do it 443. Instead of 3389, make it 23. Right? And OS disk should be, instead of standard, it should be premium. Guys, if you don't understand these jargons as of now, it's okay. Don't worry. This is not the topic. I'm just discussing the approach. So don't worry. Right? It's the shutdown time 11 p.m. IST. Instead of that, it should be 1 p.m. IST. So if someone gives you a script, an old script, and these tasks, so you will be able to edit that script and then run the script and achieve the task which has been assigned to you. That I will be covering, but writing the script from scratch, it's not possible in this course. Yes, sorry, someone else was asking.
Yeah, Shahrukh here.
Yes, sir.
I want to know what is the difference between the Azure administrator and the cloud administrator, or are they both same?
We'll cover that.
Okay.
Yes, guys, anyone else? And any other questions? Okay, guys, if you don't have any questions, we can start with the explanation with the course. Okay. So very first thing, guys, let me open MS Paint here. Just give me 1 minute. Unfortunately, guys, I think I uninstalled MS Paint, but that's okay. Let me open some other app. Maybe I'll use a whiteboard. So meanwhile, guys, what do you understand by who do we have from service desk? We have Sunil from service desk, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Then we have Prabhat from service desk, right? Prabhat? I think Prabhat is not there today.
Somebody edited the sheet, I guess.
No, this is my offline sheet. Don't worry. I will fetch it from you. No, don't worry. Once you have uploaded, I won't make any changes here. I will close it without saving it. So your changes will be there. Okay. So Sunil, can you explain your job role in service desk? What exactly do you do? Not to me, to the participants. If I ask you to explain your job, guys, one thing, please do not hesitate to speak. Please do not hesitate to answer. It's not only Sunil I'll be asking questions to you guys randomly, because you should have practice to speak. Unless you have the practice to speak, you won't be able to answer in your interview, right? So we do that from session 1. We do that from session 1, guys, and we do that very religiously. So if you start speaking here, if you start giving answers here, then it will become very helpful and it will become very easy for you to answer in your interviews. Right? So yes, Sunil, can you explain it to me or to the team? What is your job profile
Yeah,
as a service desk analyst or service desk support, however you're working?
so currently I am working as a service desk analyst
Hmm.
for L1 and L2 in Chansar at the moment. And
Sunil,
most
sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Imagine that we know nothing about technical. Okay, then you have to explain it to me. I don't know
okay,
anything
all right.
technical. Let's say you're talking to
Yeah,
your some uncle, someone from non-technical background, and they're just casually asking you, "Bhai, kya karte ho? What's your job profile? How do you do it? I'm very curious. Please explain it to me." Then how would you do that?
yeah.
Like
So
Sunil,
usually we are supporting the clients or users who are facing issues with their accounts in case account password reset, as well as the software installation, software uninstallation, Outlook, Microsoft Teams, Outlook all product issues. If they are facing any issues, if they need any access, they need any licenses, Microsoft 365 administrator, through which we can assign the license to them. And all the queries and issues we are getting from emails, as well as ticketing tool service now, Microsoft Teams chat pings, as well as the we have one intranet portal through which they can provide us self-serve tickets they are raising, and they pop up in our queue. So through service now we are able to manage the queue and all, and most of the issues we are handling on remote sessions. So we support UK based clients. So all the issues and troubleshooters and access and requirements, whatever we are getting, if we receive an email ticket, so we get call back them, email them. So if any software requirement or any specific account creation is required in Active Directory, so what we do, we get back to them, call them, email them, write them a proper procedure, step by step procedure, how to get it, what are the information we required from them. So after getting all the information, in some case we required manager approvals, project head approvals. We get that and the process the request. So whatever it may be, we requiring the assigning a new licenses, maybe order new software. So there are different teams for procurement, for a license procurement and all. So we are the front face of our project. So whatever the issues or requirement they're requesting, we are processing it and provide them.
Great, thank you, Sunil. So guys, I will explain it to you what Sunil does, what you guys would be doing, or what you would be portraying, or what even when Sunil goes for the interview next time, I mean after this course, what he will be talking about, right? But to understand that, you will have to understand a little bit overview of the IT. I know many of you are coming from IT background. Maybe this is very silly and very basic for you, but I told you guys that we have mixed crowd, right? So we have people from non-IT background as well. Hence, I have to explain it from scratch. So please bear with me for some time. If you think this is very naive and very basic to cover in this course, it will hardly take 10 to 20 minutes, but then it will help your colleagues, your teammates, your other fellows to understand it properly, right? So let's focus on one application, guys. Let's say this is the application. Now, everything starts with application, right? Everything will start with an application. Now, when I say application, it's not only the application which you install in your phone. Android pe jo aapne, let's stick to Swiggy as of now, okay? So the Swiggy application which you have installed, that's not the application. When I say application, even if you go on a website and browse swiggy.com, that is also an application, irrespective of that कि वो आपके phone में है या नहीं है. That's a different thing. So very first thing, do not have that misconception that only if you have an application in your phone, that is only application. No. So let's imagine there was no app for Swiggy, Apple पे नहीं है, Android पे नहीं, कहीं पर भी नहीं है, and I'm using swiggy.com to order something. I will still call this as an application. You can call it website, you can call it application. Is this point clear to everyone?
Yes.
So whenever I say application, it should not come to your mind that we are talking about one specific Android app or Apple app, Android app or iOS app or Windows app, nothing. When I say application, a whole package should come to your mind, that including website, including mobile app, including tablet app, including iOS, including Android. It could have all of these, it could have one of these, whatever it is, we will call it application. Is this correct? Is it clear to everyone, guys?
Yes.
Okay, great. So now here I'm talking about the application. Let's say Swiggy application. Now there are two targets or two target users here, two types of users, I would say, not target users, two types of users. One of them is, guys, I'm sorry if I'm struggling with this. I somehow my basic MS Paint got deleted. I installed this one, something new for me. So I may struggle a little bit here and there with icons, etc. But I'll try to figure it out. Okay. This is one set of users. And this is another set of users. So these are, I would say, end users. Now, who are end users, guys? End users, like if we will simply stick to Swiggy. Okay, every example I'll be sharing, every thing, every algorithm or whatever I will be talking about, I'll be talking about Swiggy. So it will be easier for you guys to understand. It will be easier for you guys to relate something, right? So end users, in this case, in Swiggy case, we are end users, right? Do you have any access to go ahead and change something in Swiggy that I don't like the web page's color, I don't like the website's name, I don't like the maybe website is working very slow, so let's make it fast? Do you guys have any option, unless one of you is working with Swiggy as an administrator? That's a different thing. Do you guys have any option as an end user? Do you have any option to do that to
No.
application? What do you have option? What options do you have? You simply have an option to go ahead, use the website or application. I will be calling application, guys, again, because that's the term you will be hearing when you go to to do any task, actual job में जब जाते हो आप application ही सुनोगे, right? So these end users, they do not have any access, nothing. They are simply end users. They will access your application web browser पे, mobile phone पे, laptop पे, Windows पे, iOS पे, wherever they want, right? And they will access the application, whatever the functionality of the application is. Now, what is the functionality of the application in this case? Swiggy का functionality है that Swiggy is connecting some their delivery partners to local restaurants and to you guys. So you guys through the application will find some restaurant menu, order something, वो वहां से डिटेल्स जाएगी रेस्टोरेंट को, they will prepare, same information जाएगी राइडर के पास, they will pick up the order, they will deliver it to your address. This is how they are doing it. Another set of user for this application is it's their administrator. And when I say administrator, it will have a huge area. It's not only the admin, it's just a vague term, I would say. So when I say administrator, under administrator you will have the developers of Swiggy, you will have the system admins of Swiggy. So I would call it as let's keep it simple, staff. Though this is not a technical jargon, okay? Let's not use it in your interview. Do not ever say application staff. That's not at all a technical jargon. It's not even a good word to use in interview. But today is our first session. I do not want to get into technical jargon and then you don't understand the concept. Hence, I'm using a staff word here, right? But we will not be using staff word. I will be teaching you what kind of jargons we'll be using, what kind of jargons we should be using, where we have to emphasize, which gives more weightage in your interview. We will be doing that. So when I say staff, staff mein kaun aayega? Everyone, whoever is working for Swiggy. Now, here I'm talking about technically, okay? Delivery partners, they are not literally working for technical cause. They have maybe marketing, maybe sales, maybe HR, not talking about them, right? Staff yahan par, as of now I'm talking about, they are also staff, they will come in next category. As of now I'm talking about your developers, okay? Your system administrators. I'll explain it to you why do you need system administrator, but I hope this is clear to everyone. What is a developer? Is it clear, guys? What is a developer? When I in terms of Swiggy, if I'm talking about a developer, so what comes to your mind? What is the job of a developer? Swiggy में एक developer का क्या job होगा? Yes, guys. Swiggy company में एक developer का क्या job होगा? What do you think?
I guess application का support देना.
Yes, it could be support, it could be develop, नए features को develop करना. If you guys remember, Swiggy कुछ साल पहले आज से जब आया था, तब और आज के features में there are n number of features are different. कोई features निकाल दिए और n number of features को add कर दिया, payment gateway को link कर दिया, ड्राइवर के लिए, पार्टनर के लिए वॉइस मैसेज का ये कर दिया, मे बी मैप से इंटीग्रेटेड कर दिया, राइट? सो डेवलपिंग न्यू फीचर्स फॉर ईजमेंट ऑफ बिजनेस एंड फिक्सिंग द एरर्स, ये आपके डेवलपर का जॉब होगा. सपोर्ट टीम का क्या जॉब होगा? सिमिलरली लाइक यू सेड कि कोई कोड नहीं चल रहा है, कभी वेबसाइट नहीं चल रही है, उनको सपोर्ट करना. एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर्स का क्या काम होगा? सिस्टम एडमिन स्पेसिफिकली आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट, ओके? यहाँ पर क्लाउड, ऑन प्रेम वगैरह सब कुछ आ गया, ठीक है? सिस्टम एडमिन का क्या काम होगा? यहाँ पे दे आर नॉट डेवलपिंग, बट ये सब कुछ जो डेवलप हुआ है गाइस, तो स्विगी लुक्स लाइक वेरी स्मॉल एप्लीकेशन. आपके फोन पे छोटा सा दिख रहा है, एक वेबसाइट छोटा सा दिख रहा है, बट ट्रस्ट मी, टू रन दिस एप्लीकेशन, एप्लीकेशन लाइक स्विगी और पेटीएम, बैकएंड में इसमें मिनिमम 2 to 300 सर्वर्स रन कर रहे होंगे. 2 to 300 सर्वर्स, front end server, back end server, database server, backup server, DR server, XYZ server. We'll learn that in detail. But एक एप्लीकेशन चलाने के लिए 100 या 200 सर्वर्स इसमें डेफिनेटली चल रहे होंगे, राइट? सो हैंडलिंग दो सर्वर्स, आपका डेवलपर जो है उसको सर्वर हैंडल नहीं करना आता है, सिस्टम एडमिन को डेवलपमेंट करना नहीं आता है, राइट? सो देयर आर टू टीम्स, देयर आर डिफरेंट set of skills. So system admin, what will he do? He will keep an eye, he or she will keep an eye on the servers. RAM अच्छा चल रहा है, CPU अच्छा चल रहा है, सर्वर अच्छा चल रहा है, OS आउटडेटेड तो नहीं हुआ है, ये OS 2012 पे चल रहा है, अब तो 2022 रिलीज हो गया है, लेट्स अपडेट इट, एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा. दैट इज योर स्टाफ. एंड अनदर स्टाफ भी जो HR वगैरह है, HR एंड let's say delivery partner वगैरह, they are not doing anything, but what they are doing, they are also logging into application but with some extra features. एक एंड यूजर सिर्फ ऑर्डर करने के लिए लॉगिन करेगा, HR वाला पर्सन स्विगी की एप्लीकेशन पे तो नहीं लॉगिन करेगा, बट उनके इंटरनल एप्लीकेशंस हो गए कुछ, अटेंडेंस, मे बी डिलीवरी पार्टनर का इंसेंटिव एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा, बट ऑल ऑफ देम आर यूजिंग द सेम एप्लीकेशन इन some other capacity. Is this clear to everyone, guys, till here?
Yes.
Okay, we have only 1 minute
Yes.
left, so if you guys have any questions, please let me know, otherwise I'll stop the session. We'll reconnect the session using the same link. Do you guys need a break of 5 minutes or should we continue?
Continue.
So let's stop the session, rejoin the session at 13:40 because that's the time it has been scheduled for it. So we can continue without any break. Using the same link, I'll be restarting the session in a minute. It's already 40, so let's start it quickly. I'm stopping the session, guys.